All right, so this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. It is MLM Monday, so it's time for another network marketing tip. This is a good one. This is about the single biggest factor that determines whether your prospect will join your team or buy your product. And if you want to learn what that single biggest factor is, then stay tuned and watch this video. Now, this biggest factor that I'm about to talk about certainly isn't the only factor, but it is, when you hear about it, you're going to think, wow, makes a lot of sense. And while it makes a lot of sense, a lot of network marketers aren't training, or I would say aren't training about it. They're not really trained about it, and they're not focusing on that. They're focusing on what to say, how cool is my product, because a lot of people think that their prospect's going to join because their product's cool, or their service is cool, or their comp plan is cool, or the community is cool, or the CEO is cool. But the real reason and the biggest factor that determines whether they join your team or not is whether you're cool. If they like you, they're more likely to join. And if they don't like you, even if they think the company is cool, or the product's cool, or the comp plan is amazing, they're not going to join. All right? If they don't like you, they may join, but they're not going to join on your team. And so the biggest factor that determines whether someone joins your team is simple. It's whether they like you or not, and how they perceive you as a leader. And this is super important, especially when it comes to your warm market. When it comes to your cold market, people don't know you. They don't know whether you work at a 7-Eleven. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way, or whether you are running a $50 million a year company. Right? They don't know. And so the likability factor really comes into play. And I'm doing a video on 10 simple social skills that will make you more likable. That'll be my next video. But that will really help with your cold market. But with your warm market, if they already know that you work at the 7-Eleven, and by the way, nothing wrong with that, or if they just don't like you in general, I don't know why you're there, your warm market, but they don't perceive you as nice, or they never liked your business acumen, or they just never liked you as a person, not going to join your team. Doesn't matter that your product was invented by a Nobel Prize winning professor that teaches at some Princeton university and it has peer-reviewed articles. None of that matters. What matters the most is whether your prospects like you. And so I want you to keep that in mind, and you want to raise the likability factor. And that really includes the prospecting, the closing, overcoming objections. There's a lot of objections that I've been trained to use that just really lower the likability factor from my prospects. Sorry that I keep wiping that. I just shaved, so I just nicked my face there. So apologize for that. But, I remember when someone would ask me, well, is this a pyramid? I would turn around and kind of shove it down their throat and say, well, it's not a pyramid. You work a job. Jobs are the real pyramid. Jobs suck. And I went into this big explanation about how, the guy on top's making all the money and the guy on the bottom is working the hardest, but he's not making any more money. Those types of responses or reactions to those objections, they really lower your likability level. Someone says, well, I don't have time for this. Yeah, Bob, you have time for this. You're always watching Jeopardy every night. If you cut out Jeopardy, if you like your life more than you like Jeopardy, then you get started. Well, that may be true. Your prospect probably won't join because you've just insulted them. All right? So lower the resistance. Instead of saying, oh, you don't have time? Well, let's sit down and look at maybe, could you cut out some time? Would you be willing to give up Jeopardy if it meant that you can get X, Y, and Z? That sort of thing. Raise the likability factor. And when you do that, you're going to get more yeses, you're going to get more sales, and you're going to get more signups. So I trust you got some great value out of this. What I invite you to do is this: like, subscribe, share, comment. Also, if you want to see more videos just like this, go over to my blog. It's KennySantos.com. You can put your name and email in. You're going to get an awesome audio on growing your business. And remember this: every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. We only got to do two things about that. We got to recognize those miracles, and of course, after we recognize them, accept them. All right, take care and create a great day.